Welcome to United by Trucks. This is my new OBS. I'm going to tell you all about it in this video. Welcome to Steely Dan. He says, nice to meet you. I bet you're wondering where Brownie is. And if you've seen any of the in-shop videos over the last couple of months, even the last year, we've moved to a new shop. Mike's moved back to Michigan. We've got a much more slimmed down team. I went full time. I'm trying to figure out how to do the media company, how to run it, how to work with my clients, how to keep the YouTube going. As you can imagine, the YouTube is much less revenue than the media side, the client side, and our merch business. So I've been putting a lot of focus there, but I'm still committed on bringing you guys awesome classic truck content. And Brownie, the 88 OBS that we started about a year and a half ago, is currently torn apart in the shop right now. And well, I kind of got the tore it down too far, don't have time to build it back up syndrome. So since I got rid of mud, needed something to drive here pretty quickly, and Teddy is down also, I've got some plans coming up on that. I decided I needed a different truck. One that I can take a lot of those parts that we had planned for Brownie, the 88 OBS, and put it in Steely Dan, the 91. As you can see, I've already got it lowered. When I bought the truck, it had a flip kit in the rear and was just on some old 15-inch bullet holes. The truck runs and drives. It's got a blue interior. In fact, I'm giving you a better walk around of the truck later in this video, so hang tight. But what I did do was go ahead and lower down the front. I'm going to ultimately be putting the QA1 coilover suspension, the level 3 suspension on this truck. That's happening in about a month and a half, so we'll bring that to you right here on the channel. Already got it scheduled out. Going to be working with a cool builder and friend of mine to actually get that done. And I've got the Crate LS, the LS 364 450 horse LS motor attached to the Nissan EA200 6-speed transmission. We're going to be putting that in this truck. We're going to give it an overhaul on the interior. We're going to do a Boyd tank in the rear end. We're going to make this truck a really cool daily cruiser, but also be able to hit track days. I've currently got it on these 20-inch torque thrusts. I'm going to ultimately change those out, but the wheels that I want, honestly, I can't afford right now. So pick these up from my friend Taylor, and honestly, I think they look killer against the silver paint on this OBS. This is not an original paint truck, even though it may look good from there. I haven't even washed it since I've owned it, so I'm going to do that soon, but it is the factory color. It is the factory interior. It's got about 223,000 miles on it, 350 TBI, 4L60, or it might even be the 700 R4. I think 91 is that change from 700 R4 over to 4L60. But nonetheless, the truck is cool, it's solid. This is going to be the truck we do a full paint job on. I'm partnering with another great friend who's going to help us get that done. So you'll be seeing kind of the build take place over probably the next year. So if there's anything that I want to convey to you guys is I'm kind of back in this mode where I can't build trucks in 30 days. I'm gonna have to spread this stuff out. For one thing, it takes a lot of money to build trucks that quickly. As you can imagine, when you don't have parts, even though you've got partnerships and you need parts at the last minute, or as I do, I often need help, mechanical help, fabrication help, I'm having to pay somebody. I'm gonna spread these out, which is why I bought this truck. So I can have something I can drive, work on it on the weekends, work on it in the evenings, and it only be down for a couple of days at a time. So let's jump in. I'm gonna give you the refresh on what we did with the suspension, walk you around the truck, and then we'll go from there. And this is a 91 Silverado, relatively all there, dash it and all beat up, blue interior. It's got about 220,000 miles on it, 350 TBI, 700 R4. As you can tell, it's got the squat going. It's been flipped in the back. Nothing been done in the front. Got some aftermarket exhaust. It's this gray silver color from 88 to 92. Relatively straight body, definitely been painted on before, but it's close to the factory color. Bed floor is all pretty straight. Got a little ding under the door there. Like I said, Silverado package, just like I like them, used and abused, but able to be brought back. This thing fires right up. Runs good, cold air. It's probably been hit in the front, or at least has a different hood on it. Hood's got some green under there, off of that green color metallic, but it's all here. Some serious corrosion on the battery. A 91 Silverado short bed regular cab, and probably just gonna go ahead and lower the front end. I've got some springs inside, some spindles, and some torque thrust wheels and tires that I'm gonna put on it. Since it's already got the flip on it, I just went ahead and got the Beltec Pro Coil 8898 standard cab 23404. These will go 2 inches or 3 inches in the front. Probably gonna go ahead and run a 3-inch coil setup in the front, and then I've got, as Patrick would call, the flipper special. These are just 20x8 torque thrust in the front, 20x10 in the rear. The tires are a little large, so I may run into some issues there. These are 245/45s, 295. Yeah, 295/40s in the rear, 245/45s in the front. I'm not going nearly as low as I went on Brownie, which is actually the cab is right here. But this truck is probably going to get a lot of what I had planned for Brownie, and we'll do something different with that truck later. But anyway, we're going to run these wheels and tires for now. I've actually got the React spindles and new brakes, even though there's a kind of surface rusty. I'm going to use them. New brakes and all there. And yeah, so I'm going to get the truck pulled in here and try to get some stuff going on it. Okay, so I got the back done. Since it was already flipped, all I did was add the nitro drop shocks, replace the old shocks, so they're got a little more travel. I was going to use these Beltec shock extenders, but I couldn't get them to work quite like I wanted to. So this is not the ultimate solution for the truck, but it's got plenty of travel. It's actually not too close. I mean, it's pretty close, I should say, but it's not hitting on the tire on that 295/40. See, I got a good bit of travel, not hitting. I mean, it is bottoming out. Can't tell if that's the shock or if that's the frame, but at least it's got some travel. These are the Beltec coils. This is a 2-inch coil, and with the Pro Coil setup, they give you the spacer if you want 3 inches out of the coil. Coupling it with the spindle will give you 4 or 5 inches up front. I'm gonna go ahead and do it at 5. I'm probably gonna hit my tires are too tall, but I just rather have it low and deal with the tires later. So that's what I'm gonna do. So the shocks I'm throwing on there, they're just the nitro drops. I'm not doing the Street Performance, which are these gray ones here. Had great experience with those, but I just went with the lesser expensive nitro drops since I just wanted to get the truck lowered and riding decent where I could drive it without spending all the money on the more expensive part. Front end disassembled. You can see this ball joint. Sorry, my light there. You can see this ball joint, pretty well toast. That one looks okay. Everything's just dirty in there, but I'm gonna end up replacing these control arms. So all I'm trying to do today is just get this thing a little bit lower. And I'm doing that, like I said, with a React spindle that I have here that was on Brownie's chassis. And I have this Beltec shorter coil. So as I mentioned earlier, you can put the spacer in to only get 2 inches out of this coil, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to get 5 and run this coil for 3 inches and that for a 2-inch drop. So I'm gonna throw this coil back in, put this assembly on, button everything back up, and hopefully be driving this thing later today. Those are rubbing a little bit in the back too, and I'm gonna throw a 275/40 on there. That's a 295/40 just to see if I can get away with not having to roll these fender lips. I doubt it, but we'll see. So let me get this button back up and I'll show you what it looks like. Basically, I'm gonna throw the coil in here, line this up, make sure it sits right in the top. And then I've got all new sway bar. I'll have all new brakes for this truck. But like I said, this is just for the next month, month and a half, just to be able to drive the truck. I'm gonna remove the bump stop too here real quick. So I got this back together, Beltec coil in there, React spindle. Went ahead and put this new caliper with pads back on. These are actually new rotors that just got some surface rust, so hopefully they'll clean up with a couple of stops. Yeah, so gonna do the other side, and I've got a button. The only thing I gotta do is button up the new shock up top once I get some weight down on the truck, and then I'll be able to show you what this thing looks like with some wheels and tires on it. So we now officially have it lowered in the back, lowered in the front. I gotta throw these upper shock bolts on. We'll test the brakes. We did bleed them, make sure everything is good, and I'll be back in a moment. Feels like it's got brakes. I hate bleeding brakes. I didn't bleed these. I typically try not to take old calipers loose, but I did on this one and put new calipers and brake pads. Yeah, I got a little rubbage in the back, but amazingly not up front. But like I said, I live about a mile from the shop. I'm gonna run it to the house, see how it does. Brakes seem to be holding strong. Got the AC on, which is nice. It's kind of noisy, so I'm gonna have it looked at. But I think I'm gonna make this my daily. I'm gonna make it a little bit more performance oriented, as you guys probably know. If you don't know, this truck is gonna get a lot of what I had intended for Brownie. Oh yeah, well, I'm rubbing good in the back. I ain't rolled the lips or anything. But what I had intended for Brownie. So I'm gonna do the QA1 coilovers. I'm just listening to myself rub back there. Gonna do the QA1 coilovers. Gonna do like the full level 3 setup on this truck. So it's control arms and double adjustable coilovers and full torque arm setup in the back. I'm gonna save the Tinworks inner stiffener for Brownie, just like it was intended, because I'm probably gonna do a little bit different setup, suspension setup on it, a little bit more hardcore. So I'm gonna do this one street with a little bit of track focus, and I'm probably still gonna do the LS. I don't know if I'll do the crate LS, but I'm gonna do the LS and the Nissan 6-speed in this truck. So man, this thing is tracking well. Like the steering wheel's super straight. I wonder if I just unintentionally dialed the alignment. Gosh, I can't think. I got a lot of things running through my head. Anyway, I love this truck. I'm gonna probably, like I said, this will be the first one we paint. If I do the manual in here, I'm probably gonna have to put buckets in it, which is fine with me because I like buckets. So I'll do the low back OBS buckets in it. But I really want to paint this truck, and I got a special guest who's gonna help me do that, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm gonna pull up here at the house and give me something to drink, see Sarah, and continue. Oh yeah, hitting on the bump stop. So like I said, no notch in this thing yet, but the QA1 setup definitely comes with a full notch. Hey, and Sarah and Millie are home. Figured I'd show you really quickly what it looks like on the outside. I'll also end up swapping these wheels, but I like the gray with the silver now. I don't have the money for the wheels that I really want, which is a Pro Touring style wheel. So these are my next best choice. I really like these. They're just 20x8 torque thrusts in the front, 20x10s. Right now I've got two 45/45/20s up front and two 95/40s in the rear. These are rubbing in the rear pretty good, so I'm probably gonna pump these down to a 275/40, and I may even go to a 245/40 up front, but we'll see how that goes. But here is the stance on the truck. As of right now, I would say it's well, I know it's a 5-inch up front because it's 3-inch coils, 2-inch spindles, and then it's just flipped in the rear. So I'd say it's probably a 5/6. I really like the stance. A little bit lower on this side, it looks like. I'll take that. Absolutely take that. So it needs some body work. It's got some rough spots in it, but definitely a cool driver. One worth putting some time and money into. Gonna change the exhaust. I do not like the double tips out the back, but yeah. What you doing, boo?
Not much.
You getting out of school?
Yeah.
Did you have a good day?
Uh-huh.
What you come think about Steely Dan over here? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, they're calling this thing Steely Dan. After the band, after the color, kind of looks like steel. What do you think about this thing? Got it lowered down, got the wheels and tires on it?
Make it sound different.
No, it's just got the factory motor. It's a 350 TBI, 4L60 or 700 R4, can't remember which one in 91, but it's just got a little exhaust on it.
Can't remember. I didn't remember it sounded.
What do you think about it?
I like it.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go get some water. Y'all about to go run some errands?
Yep.
Okay, have fun.